In the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13 and 14, the Bible said, "Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only few find it." I want to share something with you today. I know we are in election moment. Some of us already voted and some are still waiting. Maybe you are already decided, but you just didn't have a chance to go to vote yet. But one thing I want to say is that usually when the election time comes, we tend to forget about our identity and who we are as a believer. And we just follow people. The Bible said that wide is the gate and broad is the road, but it leads to destruction. My question to you is this: which road are you on? Which gate are you going to use? How are you going to cast your vote? Do you know what you are voting for? Because when you cast your vote, it's like you are co-signing with that person, and God would see your name. So before you cast your vote, I believe you should pray and look for a candidate that reflects your belief or that defends your belief. Because in the same book of Matthew chapter 7 verse 13 or verse 16 this time, it says, "By their fruits you will recognize them." So they both had a record. By their fruits. You know, sometimes it's not because the tree is green, good looking, and have a beautiful shade. It means that it will produce a good fruit. Some trees are, if I can say, ugly, without any shade, but the fruit that they produce is very delicious. So if you just go by the appearance, so if you just see people running to the green tree and you follow them, you may be missing out something. As a believer, we have to pray and seek for God to lead us so we can choose who reflect the most our belief. If I can suggest some belief that you need to look for, I will say protection for unborn babies, encouragement and protection of freedom of worship, pro-Israel, belief and support of the nuclear family as God intended it to be. So, which gate are you using? Are you just following people, or did you do your homework to see the candidate that you are voting for that reflects any of those values and much more? I can cite all of them, but you know the belief and the value that God will be pleased with. In the book of Genesis chapter 4, God asked Cain, "Where is your brother? Where is Abel?" "I don't know," Cain responded. "Am I my brother guardian?" Cain here tried to play smart with God. And God said to Cain, but the Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cried out to me from the ground." My friends, if the blood of Abel only can cry out to God, don't you think that the blood of a million and a million aborted children, don't you think their blood is crying to God right now? Do we think that God is pleased in those or in that practice? So I am saying you need to pray before you vote. I am encouraging you to go and vote, because if you don't vote, you can complain about the result. And your non-vote is for somebody vote. So you need to vote. The times are critical. And we as a church have to stand up to pray for our nation. The church is in a hibernation. It has been since the virus became more dangerous. And I would say some churches are dying. How long will the church stay again in hibernation? Who will give us a freedom to worship? You know, those unborn babies that were aborted, those babies, they cannot vote, but you are. So how are you going to cast your votes? Pray so that when you cast your vote, God will be pleased with you. You have done evil. But the word also said that if my people that are called by my name pray and seek my face and repent from their wrongdoing, I will listen and heal the land. So for the days ahead, before the election or after the election, we as a church has to pray and continue to pray so that the enemy plan will fail. So that whatever plan the enemy will try to prepare to destroy this country, to destroy our nation, all the plan will fail. Go and vote, because you are part of what is coming next, either you want it or not, because we are all living in this nation. We are in the same boat, and when that boat goes down, we will all going down.